Hi everybody, Tina here with Two Chicks and a Cricut, and this is my Stampin' Up! Friday video, and I want to show you guys something really cool that you can do with Stampin' Up! And I just discovered this in the last couple weeks. So I'm here on the Stampin' Up! Website, and I'm just going to click on Store, and then I'm going to click on Digital Designs. And what made me think of this was I saw a paper pack that I had, or some paper that I had wanted from Stampin' Up! And they didn't have it in normal paper, they just had it in a digital download. And I started thinking, what does that mean? Do you need to have special software? So I kind of looked into it and asked some questions and found out that you don't absolutely need the Stampin' Up! Digital software if you want to print like a digital stamp or you want to print some paper out. And so I tried it. So what I did is I just went, if you look right here on the side, this isn't my really good camera, so it's kind of hard to see. But if you look right here, it says download by type, and then it says like paper, kits, accessories, stamps. And if you just click on paper, then let's zoom back out. It's going to show you all the paper that they have that you can download digitally onto your computer. And so it was this paper right here, this Autumn Vine designer paper that I had thought was really cute, and I had really wanted it. My fall stuff that was going on. Price to digitally download this paper series is going to be $4.95 if you go through Wendy. And what that will allow you to do is download this paper series right onto your computer. So I did that. I bought a couple different packs and I downloaded them right to my computer. So what I did is I created a folder called Digital Downloads. I'll zoom out. I'm now on my computer. And I just created a folder that says Digital Downloads. And you can see that I downloaded 3 different paper packs. So what I can do now is, it's super simple. I just open up my Word program. And the thing is that I use the Kodak printer, and I love that printer. The ink is really good on it, but it's really inexpensive. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest doing this like if you're wanting 12 by 12 paper to do a layout, then it's not going to work unless you have a 12 by 12 printer. And I'm not sure how expensive inks run on those 12 by 12 printers. However, if you're doing a card like I'm going to do today, this is really convenient and really cost effective. And when you digitally download your pack of paper, you get all 12 designs and it's not double-sided. So you can just pick whichever pattern you want and print it. And so I just go into my Word program, and you could print it from any program. If you had Photo Elements or you had a photo program, you could print it in there as well. But what I do is I go to my Word program and I just insert a picture. And so I just find where I put my folder on my printer or on my computer. I find where I put the paper. And you can see I have all 12 pieces of paper here. And I'm going to print this piece. So it inserts it, and then I can just right click on it. I can size it, and I'm going to unlock the ratio so it won't keep it so I can change the size of it and it will not override me. And I just need a little piece of this green striped. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to print a 5x5 piece of this green colored paper. So after I change the size, you can see in my Word program, I'm just going to have this little 5x5 square of paper. So I'm going to print that, and then I'm going to make a card. Here's some of the other ones I printed already. Let's zoom out, and I'll show you guys what I've already printed. So I printed this piece, and this piece, and I printed these in an 8x8. And what I did is, like on this piece of cardstock, I used a very vanilla piece of Stampin' Up! Cardstock. And that's one of the colors that coordinate with this paper pack anyways. And so I went ahead and printed it on a very vanilla piece of cardstock. And I'm going to print up that green piece, and then I'm going to make a card using this paper that I printed. Okay? Okay, so we're back with all of the items that we're going to use to create a card using this digital downloaded paper that I printed out. So I'm going to use a couple Stampin' Up! Ink pads and a Stampin' Up! Thank you stamp, along with a white gel pen, and then some of this paper. I'm using Cajun Craze and Peach Parfait to coordinate with this designer paper. So I have my card base all ready, and this is going to be a 5x5 card. So I've just cut it and scored it, and there's my card. So the first thing I'm going to do is, and I've already pre-cut all my layers for this card. So then I just cut a layer down, I just eyeballed it, left a little bit around the edges. And what I'm going to do is I just have the Stampin' Up! Peach Parfait ink pad. This was an end color for last year that it's still available. And I just have a dabber, and I'm going to ink my edges. So that's my first layer. My second layer is this Peach Parfait square, and I have Cuddlebugged it, as you can see. I'm going to put that right in the middle. And then I have a piece of this green color that I told you that I was going to print out. That's going to go right there in the middle. Whenever you've Cuddlebugged a piece of cardstock and you're putting something else down on it, you want to make sure when you use your adhesive that you use a strong adhesive and that you do it around all the edges, because otherwise it will lift. So I now have my card layered up, and I'm going to set that aside and show you what I'm putting on the top of it. So I've cut this out of my Cricut, and I've used a white gel pen on it. And now I'm going to use this thank you stamp to stamp right on to... Sorry, I couldn't do that on camera.
Cup.
It was just too hard with the tripod. So I've now stamped thank you onto my little coffee cup. I'm going to bring my card back over. And I wanted to make sure I stamped on this before it was glued down in case I messed up. So now I'm just going to attach the coffee cup. Now your white ink pad from Stampin' Up! Is going to be a pigment ink, which means it's going to take a little bit of time to dry as compared to your other ink pads that are going to be water-based, and those are going to dry very quickly. So whenever you are using your Craft Whisper White ink pad, you're going to want to make sure you give your stamp time to dry. So I'm just going to put my pieces on. And there is my thank you card with my digitally downloaded paper. And I'll just write inside the card, and that it was simple as that. If you've been on the fence about these digital downloads, I really encourage you to try it. It's only $4.95. You don't pay shipping. And so it's a great way to try out some of these papers if you're unsure if you want a whole paper pack. So I have loved doing this, and I'm going to keep doing it in the future for some of these paper packs that maybe I don't want all of the paper, or maybe I just want a couple of the designs, because it's really cost efficient. So thanks for tuning in to Stampin' Up! Friday, and you can always check out Wendy's Stampin' Up! Blog. It's all about Stampin' Up! And that's right, there's a link right on the side, and there'll be a link right under this post.